What's going on, YouTube? I hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of How to Win More Games, this series where I am going to be breaking down a little Fuse gameplay for you here today. Fuse is a pretty solid legend right now that you might want to try out, but I am not really highlighting Fuse the legend per se. I am really just trying to show you guys how my thought process is working in this game. This game was by no means a perfect game. I had a lot of little mistakes, but we still had a very good game. It was a double kill game in almost a 4K. So I figured I would break it down for you to try to help you guys win more games. This game has a lot of moving parts and has a pretty interesting end game as well. If you enjoy this type of video and the breakdown, hit that like button and let's just jump right into breaking down the game. Right off the bat, we are landing at Energy Depot and it is the hotspot. I find Energy Depot is a little bit more reliable than Estates in terms of the amount of players you're going to fight and just the overall amount of loot I find to be much better. I get a Hemlock and G7 right off the rip. I'm feeling really good about myself right now. I got solid guns. I swapped that Hemlock for a Flatline, and this is a combo that I actually already wanted to run this game, so I'm already feeling really good. I got a good amount of weapons, and I got a blue armor right off the bat. This tells me right away, I'm going to go try to make a fight. I got two solid weapons. I got good armor. My teammate picks up purple armor. We are ready to roll, so we are going to make the advancement here. We're going to make a push. This Bloodhound runs right out in the open, has no idea what he's doing. He just runs straight to us. I think he's running away from the other team. We just mow him over. He dies instantly. I'm now moving above the enemies here. You'll notice I'm not running down the stairs to get on the same level as them. I'm trying to keep high ground. I want to have a little bit of height here. The Wraith queues away into the building. My teammate tagged him with the Seer Tactical. I already know that there's going to be another person in this room camping, so I kind of expect it. I'm dropping my cluster down just to try to keep the Octane away from pushing in to gain a little separation. The Octane doesn't care. He pushes in. It's to his detriment. He gets hit by the cluster and ends up getting knocked. You'll notice here I get knocked, but I'm calling out like crazy to my teammate. My cluster is really eating up that Wraith. My teammate comes in, pretty much just one taps them. They die. And you'll notice right here already, I got 425 damage and 2 kills, and I didn't really even have to do a lot so far this game. The clusters on Fuse I find are very good for farming damage. Don't underestimate them. Right off the bat, we're getting third-partied. I was able to armor swap. I'm just going to back up, medkit, try to slow down the engagement, make sure my health gets back up before we start fighting again. My teammate's kind of ratting above them, and he's calling out to me where they are because he has that heartbeat sensor. He knows exactly where they are. I see that this Gibraltar, the polar bear Gibraltar, is pushing over to him. I cover him a little bit by shooting down that Gibraltar, makes the Gibraltar have the heal. I drop my Fuse ultimate on them so I can see where they are, plus my teammate gets a Seer Tactical on both of them. I can see that the Gibraltar is pretty much dead, so I'm going to try to make a rotation over here to get the Gibraltar. I'm popping my Fuse clusters down in the doorway to stop that enemy from inside pushing over. I get the knock in the Gibraltar, kind of goes up to try to get away from my flames. He doesn't really have anywhere to go. I just had really good positioning on him. There's nothing he could really do about it. Then there's this Octane that was fighting us. I absolutely laced the Octane with 102 with the G7. The Octane is pretty much just going to run away, though. He knows that he's not going to win this 1-on-2, and he's already half health. My teammate almost gets him down with some shots. Right here, you're going to notice I'm not chasing them. I'm letting the Octane go. I know we have a crazy amount of loot here. I want to loot up. I want to make sure we are in a good spot before we get fourth partied because people are always running into Energy Depot. Plus, it was a hot zone. People are going to be taking notice of this. And top of that, people at Heyman Labs are going to want to come over. You'll notice already I'm starting to see another team come in right here. I'm playing it really slow. I'm just healing up, waiting for time to pass right now. I believe they are shooting at the Octane right now. And I'm kind of thinking like the Octane's going to want to come back and pick up his teammate's banner. So that's also why we are hanging out right here. Just taking my time, looting up a little bit. So I now know that I have a decent amount of healing. I got okay amount of ammo. I got solid attachments, nothing too crazy. And I actually really, again, like my loadout of the G7, the Flatline. The G7 with the Flatline makes me really feel strong in the mid-range, plus the Flatline is very good at close range, so I feel pretty good at all ranges right now. I'm also thinking I already got 1,000 damage game. You know, I only have 3 kills, so I know I'm not going to get like anything like a 20 bomb, but I have 1,000 damage, so maybe I can put out a 4K is kind of what I'm already thinking in my mind. So I'm going to be pretty aggressive here with the damage. I'm again getting high ground as I move up to the right. I see there's armor in the death box there. I'm guessing it was an armor swap or they both already had purple, but I'm going to cluster them out. I do a lot of good damage on one of them in the corner. The cluster does a crazy amount of damage. I'm going to keep saying that all game, but my teammate ends up getting knocked. I run up behind him, finish him up. I stop the guy that's getting rezzed. This guy's got gold, but I'm not really worried about him because we are getting like 6th partied right now. We get Bloodhound scans, so that tells me that it's not the solo Octane. I know it's a new team, probably a duo. Here's the Octane though in the back. We make quick work of him. Still getting scanned. I do a really quick armor swap there because I know these guys are about to push in. I dropped my fuse ultimate right in the room here. You'll notice I was pretty clutch. It stopped that Bloodhound from pushing in. I'm going to put a cluster on the other doorway. It actually hits me a little bit through the door, which I wasn't expecting. The Bloodhound tries to push into the fire. He's taking massive damage, burning. I call it out. Climbs up on the roof. My teammate has complete tracking of him with Seer ultimate, which is just absolutely broken again. He drops down. I can just completely play him really well. Then I'm going to push out here, finish up the Bloodhound. I guess that was actually a Wraith on the other door. And then, nope, we pretty much clean him up right there. So I got another 800 damage from these two teams. I'm almost at 2K already. The game's only been going on for about 3 or so minutes. I'm pretty much expecting a third party. The smart thing to do right here would have been armor swap, but my armor's already pretty close to red, so I take the risk and I just pop a medkit and a battery. I would absolutely armor swap there. You know, we've been getting like 5th, 6th, and 7th partied now. I'm gonna loot up again, just getting better optics, better attachments. I'm dropping some medkits. I don't want that many medkits. I'm dropping some syringes. I don't want that many syringes. I probably have too many cells here too. I have 22. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna drop some. My teammate calls out a gold flatline, which is just incredible. I already wanted to use a flatline, so now that I got a gold one, that's pretty dope. This combo does have one drawback, and it's definitely the amount of ammo you need to take. You do need a decent amount of heavy and light ammo if you want to run this combo, which is usually why I'm running something like a flatline with a shotgun or a G7 with a shotgun. But, you know, this combo worked out pretty well, and I got it right off the spawn. Something that I do not like to do is to change weapon combos mid-game. For me, for some reason, it just never seems to go well if I do change combos mid-game. I feel like I get in a rhythm in the first half of the game, and if I'm switching guns mid-game, it just doesn't work well for me. And after all this, we are rotating out of Energy Depot. So we just spent the first about 5 minutes fighting in Energy Depot, maybe even a little bit longer, maybe more like 7 or 8 minutes here. We got 7 kills, almost 2K. We still have 10 squads left. We got 17 players. While I am on my rotation here, I'm of course analyzing the match, just trying to figure out how many players are left, where they might be, you know, where were we coming in. I know we flew into the side on Heyman Labs, so I'm thinking people are probably over here. I can see some fighting in the distance. I actually call out to my teammate, I'm full sending this. I already have a pretty good amount of kills. There's a lot of enemies left. I have a good amount of damage. I know I have a real good game here. I'm going to try to push myself as hard as I can to get a higher kill and higher damage game. These guys are going up the zip line. I miss everything on them. I had a really hard time leading the shots. Worth a shot, of course. I never would expect to drop someone from that range, especially when I didn't catch them on the ground at all. They were already midway up the zip line before I started shooting. If we were a little bit closer, I probably would have been able to actually get a knock on one of them. It is really easy to kill someone going up a zip line when you have a G7 and even a flat line. We did push into Heyman Labs here because someone did rotate onto the roof. My teammate picks up 2 people over on the side with the Seer Tactical. I'm going to move over to get into kind of like a, not like a campy position, but to have a really good angle here on the boxes. I pretty much just completely assault this Octane, knock him real good with some hip fire and ADS shots with the flatline. I'm expecting the guy to walk over the barrier there. He doesn't do it. He rotates right. I again get some decent flatline shots on him. My teammate cleans him up. Easy game here. Just another 200 damage. No, another single kill. Nothing too crazy from that fight. Those guys weren't anything incredible. I'm again looting up. At this point, I'm really just looking for batteries. I don't really need anything else. My optimal loadout with the backpack that I have would be something like 4 bats, 12 cells, 4 syringes, 2 medkits, and then probably some grenades. I will say I don't normally play Fuse, so I'm probably not taking as many grenades as I need to take. And that really just comes down to the fact that I'm not a Fuse man and I don't play Fuse a lot. I think if I was Fuse, I probably should have dropped maybe some syringes or some cells, probably a stack of cells to take some more grenades. We're rotating back to Energy Depot at this point because I just know that there's other people over here that are fighting. I'm going right in again, going right across, no hesitation, because again, I got a pretty decent game and there's still quite a bit of people left. You know, only 3 or so teams have died in that whole time. I'm taking my sweet time to line up my Fuse ultimate. I want to see if I can get the stairs knocked off on the backside, which is why I took an extra second there. The Gibraltar runs out the back. We'll visit him later again, but he's going to be out of the fight for a minute. Trying to get some shots on him. I do crack him, which just pretty much kind of just keeps him away because I don't really know whose team he's on right now. I know he was fighting someone. I get absolutely lasered by the guy in the building. I do a little bunny hop over to the side, pop a bat. I'm already walking back right here because I know if they're going to peek, I'll be able to see them because we have that Seer ultimate on the ground. That's something that you should know how to do. You know, anticipate them not running back to look at you because they're going to think you're healing, which is exactly what happened. I back up to help out my teammate who got knocked. He got shot in the back, he's calling out. So I'm just not sure where at this point, where they are. I know there's a Wraith, I believe it is, over in the building that I was assaulting before. So I'm going to go back over here and try to finish this Wraith up. I miss a lot of shots, and then I do get some decent shots on them. I'm pretty much challenging the engagement. I'm going to do an armor swap. I'm just calling out to my teammate really to just keep backing up so I can get him up. I know there's multiple teams here, and I know that team probably going to go to the right to try to fight the guy that was just shooting at me, because I saw him run over there. I believe we have enough time here, so I'm going to drop on my teammate, start to res him up. I'm just peeking again, trying to really cover my teammate here. I do not want him to get down again. I see the Bloodhound scan go off, plus my teammate's also calling him out because he has a Seer heartbeat. I absolutely decimate that one guy. I then drop down, shoot the Seer. I miss a couple shots, and the Seer actually gets me knocked. I was probably way too aggressive here, but the guy is 1 HP. My teammate cleans him up, and then he's going to grab me up again. So you'll notice at this point, we're getting knocked a lot, but we are making good plays together. We're finishing each other's kills and knocks. I already have 2,500 damage game here, 9 kills, 4 assists. There's 3 teams left. I'm pretty much stretching at this point. I'm thinking I'm probably not going to be able to get 4K, but I am going to try to push for 3K at this point. If you do want 4K, what you would really have to do in this scenario, since there's only 3 squads left, is to really just tag enemies and hope that they have shields, because if they don't have shields, then you're just not going to be able to do enough damage to them. I'm rotating around. I hear them fighting over on the side here. They are not in the zone as well, which is pretty good. This kind of means we can kind of hold up these stairs. We get thermited, which prevents us from pushing up. Not really going to worry about them at this moment. I'm going to see where they're going. I'm kind of learning that it was a Mirage decoy, I believe, if I recall. Yep, now they're getting shot in the back, actually, by another team that was up on the ledge. At this point, we don't need to do anything. There's 40 seconds left until the zone's going to start moving. When Ring 3 starts moving, it's extremely deadly. I do not want to be caught up there when Ring 3 starts to move. So I'm just going to do some shots on the stairs. At the same time, we end up getting shot in the back, which actually might have saved us. If we didn't get shot in the back, I might have run up the stairs to fight those guys over on the corner with only 30 seconds left. That could have been really bad. These guys could have rotated to where we were, and then we would have been stuck pretty much in the same spot that we were about to do to that other team. So the fact that these guys shot us in the back right away actually might have just saved us here. I have a nasty head glitch right here, but so do they. I'm just trying to stop them from kind of peeking at my teammate who's above me. I have good ranged weapons here, so I can really provide some support to him. The Gibraltar drops an ultimate on me, but completely misses because there's a roof, so it's a no issue. At this point, I noticed we do not need to go across the zip line, but we're going to have to go across the zip line eventually, so I'm just trying to get big damage. I really need to get big damage. I need to get a pick on someone right here. Otherwise, when I go across the zip line, we're just getting absolutely lasered. So this is definitely a problem. We still got maybe 2 minutes till we have to make the push, but I don't want to wait the full 2 minutes. I really want to make something happen right now because I do not want to be caught off guard. The longer you wait, the more they'll just be able to play passively, and we're going to be in trouble. At this point, I'm also seeing the last squad is over on the right. At this point, I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm thinking it's a solo Octane. He kind of runs off behind them, which is actually really good for us. The fact that he's rotating wide means a lot of good things for us. It means the team that's at top of the zip line is going to get pinched from a solo, which will provide us a little bit more support. I'm, again, just trying to get damage on these guys. We got a minute left, but I don't want to get caught off guard. We have to rotate all the way through them and get up the hill. So I am telling my teammate, we got to make a play here shortly. We don't have any choice, really, which is unfortunate. It's just kind of the circumstances of the game. If I realized earlier what the zone was going to do and where it might have gone, I probably would not have rotated my team to the right just to look at those guys earlier. I drop my fuse ultimate and I go, pretty much saying that I'm burning one up top, which means I know that guy up top is not going to look down. I get some solid shots in the Gibraltar, get him down. Then there's the last guy up top. I can't really do anything. I'm just playing with this little pole for a little cover, and he actually backs up into the fire, burns him out. I get both of those kills. I get about another 400 to 500 damage, so I got 11 kills, 3,300 damage. At the same time, I'm realizing we are getting pushed by 2 people. It's not a solo like I thought it might have been. I'm clustering the guy up top just to get him to move a little bit. I'm realizing we're in a terrible spot. My teammate, I believe, has no shields right now, or he at least doesn't have any small shields. He's going to Phoenix. I'm trying to just provide fire. I'm really in a bad spot right here. There's not much I could have done. I might have been able to go in the building. I'm trying to just do as much damage. I'm going to call out to my teammate. The Bangler's won. My teammate goes out and it is going to get him knocked. At this point, I'm going to start selfing, but I'm seeing that the Pathfinder's here. The Pathfinder's just going to finish me, unfortunately. So now it's down to a one-on-one, more or less, since my teammate got a knock on the other enemy. At this point, my teammate's realizing that the other guy actually has self-revive, which is no bueno. But I'm telling my teammate he has rotated the zone. It's ring 4. It does 20 damage per hit, I believe. He's actually in a decent spot right here. He could have held him if he was a little bit quicker. The guy drops into the building. It's an Octane, not a Bangalore, if I said that earlier. He gets some solid shots onto him. I'm telling him pretty much play slowly. The guy is in the building or around the building and the zone is closing. So I'm thinking right now that maybe the guy is not going to be too acknowledging of the zone and how deadly it is. And I see that he has 40 health. My teammate does about 30 flesh to him right there. I'm telling my teammate right now just to rotate, you know, don't die by the zone, because I know that guy in the building is so lit that we're just going to win the game from the zone. And that is the game, guys. Nothing too crazy, although we did have a ton of damage and actually a good amount of kills, I guess, if you look at it. It was nothing crazy in terms of rotations. We didn't really have to go that far. We landed at Energy Depot. We just had to go across the zip line up to the center of the map. We didn't do anything too outlandish here. We had really great teamwork. We had great team shotting. We supported each other. We both got knocked multiple times. We rezzed each other multiple times. You know, I had 3,700 damage here from a G7 in a flatline. I wasn't too aggressive, but I wasn't too passive. And all in all, I think this game is absolutely doable with you guys. Fuse, I find, does allow you for a lot of unique and interesting play styles. You know, if I didn't have the clusters in the early game, I think I might have got pushed and ended up dead early game. If we didn't have the Fuse ultimate at the end to get across the zip line, I just don't see any scenario where we got across that zip line if those guys were not on fire. So I think Fuse came in very clutch here. It won't happen every game. You know, if we had an Octane launch pad, we probably could have went across as well doing that and just gunning it out. But Fuse came in very clutch, guys. If you guys want any more advice, hop over to Twitch where I do stream. I would love to chat with you. Anything and everything Apex Legends. Join our community Discord. Follow me on Twitter. All that stuff for all the content. Everything is in the description down below, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.